I forced my son to forgive his brother for stealing his girlfriend and getting her pregnant. He went scorched earth, cut us all off, and now he's thriving while we're drowning in consequences. I told my son to be the bigger man after his brother got his girlfriend pregnant. That was the moment I lost him forever. I'm not here for sympathy. I'm here because 3 years later, I'm watching my life collapse in real time, and I need to say this out loud. I destroyed my family because I couldn't stand to see my screw-up son face consequences. And my good son made damn sure I drowned in mine. His name is Lucas. 31 now. He was always the easy one. Straight A's without being asked. Full ride to college. Corporate job by 24, senior analyst by 28. The kind of son you brag about at church, the one who calls every Sunday, who fixed my computer without sighing, who paid half my mortgage after his father's medical bills buried us. Evan, my younger son, is 29. He's the one I worried about. The one who needed help. The charming one who couldn't hold a job, who I bailed out of 3 failed business ventures, who I let crash at Lucas's place when his rent came up short. Again. I thought I was being a good mother to both of them. I was wrong. It started 4 years ago. Lucas had been with Maya since junior year of college. 7 years together. I watched him pick out a ring. He showed me the house listings they'd bookmarked. She was sweet, polite, remembered my birthday. They had that easy kind of love that doesn't need to announce itself. Then Evan moved into Lucas's guest room after his third startup collapsed. Just for a few weeks, he promised. Lucas said yes because that's who Lucas was. Responsible. Reliable. The bigger man. 6 weeks later, my phone rang at 2 a.m. It was Lucas. His voice was flat, mechanical. Mom, I need you to know something before you hear it from someone else. Evan slept with Maya. She's pregnant. I'm done with both of them. I remember sitting up in bed, my brain refusing to process it. Wait. Maybe it's a misunderstanding. Maybe. It's not a misunderstanding. I came home early from my work trip. They were in my bed. In my house. She admitted everything. The baby is his. I should have said I'm sorry. I should have said that's unforgivable. I should have gotten in my car and gone to him. Instead, I said, "Oh God, Lucas. This is awful. But Evan is your brother. That baby is going to be family. You have to find a way to work through this." Silence. Then, work through this. I just mean, I know you're hurt, but family forgives family. You've always been the mature one, and Evan, he's struggling, he's going to need support now, and that baby. So you want me to forgive him? I want you to be the bigger man. The line went dead. I told myself he'd cool off. Lucas was logical. He'd see that burning bridges wouldn't help anyone. I called Evan, who was a sobbing mess, swearing it was a mistake, that he loved his brother, that he didn't know how it happened. Maya called me in tears, begging me to talk to Lucas, saying she'd made the worst mistake of her life. I believed them. Or I wanted to. Because the alternative was admitting that my younger son had done something unforgivable, and I'd spent 29 years making excuses for him. 2 days later, I got an email from Lucas. Not a call. An email. Subject: Final Notice. Mom, Dad, and Evan. You made your positions clear. I'm removing myself from all of your lives effective immediately. Do not contact me. Do not come to my home or workplace. Any further attempts will be documented for legal action. The mortgage payment stopped today. The phone plan is canceled. Evan, the $18,000 I loaned you for your business is a gift. Consider it payment for showing me who you really are. Mom, you taught me that family comes first. So I'm building my own. You're not in it. Don't reply to this email. I won't see it. I laughed. Actually laughed. Lucas didn't do dramatic. This was a tantrum. He'd come around. Then my mortgage payment bounced. I called my bank. Lucas had been paying $2,400 a month for 3 years, since Mr. Bennett's heart surgery drained our savings. I'd never asked him to. He just did it. Quietly. Because he was responsible. The phone plan he canceled? All 4 of us were on it. $240 a month he'd been covering. Mr. Bennett's medication copays? $800 a month. Lucas handled it through his insurance's family rider. My car payment? Lucas had refinanced it under his credit to cut my interest rate in half. He'd been paying $320 a month. In 48 hours, Lucas had extracted himself from our lives so completely it was like he'd never existed. Except now I was drowning in $3,760 in monthly expenses I couldn't cover on my administrative assistant's salary. I drove to his apartment. The doorman wouldn't let me up. Mr. Bennett left explicit instructions, ma'am. I went to his office. Security walked me out. I called from different numbers. Blocked. I sent letters. Returned to sender. My husband, Lucas's father, tried. He wrote a long email from his personal account, apologizing, begging for a chance to talk. Lucas replied once, "You stood there and said nothing while she told me to forgive my abuser. You chose your side. Live with it." That was it. No rage. No screaming. Just surgical removal. Meanwhile, Evan and Maya's situation imploded exactly how you'd expect. The baby came, a girl. Maya named her Lily. For 2 months, they tried to play house in the apartment I helped Evan rent. Then Maya's postpartum depression hit hard. Evan couldn't handle a crying newborn and had no job, and she left. Just packed up and moved back to her parents in Ohio. She sends $200 a month in child support. That's it. No calls. No visits. So now Evan, 29 years old, lives in my basement with a 1-year-old baby. He works at Target, 32 hours a week so they don't have to give him benefits. I watch Lily while he's at work because daycare costs more than he makes. That baby looks exactly like Maya. Every time I see her, I think about Lucas. About the life he was supposed to have. The family we stole from him. But I still thought we'd fix it. I thought time would soften him. I asked our pastor to reach out. Lucas had donated to the church for years. The pastor reported back, "He asked me politely to never contact him regarding you again. He's attending a different church now." I tried showing up at places I knew he'd be. His gym. His favorite coffee shop. He saw me once, at the coffee shop. Made direct eye contact. Turned around. Left his order on the counter and walked out. Like I wasn't even worth acknowledging. 1 year in, I got desperate. I made a fake Facebook account to see his page. It was private, but his profile picture showed him with a woman. Beautiful, professional looking. Smiling in front of a mountain vista. I sent a message, "Lucas, it's Mom. Please. Just talk to me. 5 minutes." He didn't block the account. He screenshotted the message and posted it publicly with the caption, "If someone has to make a fake account to contact you, that's not persistence, it's harassment. Boundaries are not negotiable." 300 likes. 70 comments calling me manipulative. I deleted the account and cried for 6 hours. My husband started sleeping in the guest room around month 14. "You did this," he said. "You picked Evan over Lucas, and now look. Evan is a mess. We're broke. And our son who had his shit together wants nothing to do with us. He'll come around." No, he won't. And I don't blame him. That should have been my wake-up call. It wasn't. 2 years after the cutoff, my cousin saw Lucas at a charity gala. He was there with a woman from the photos. Turns out she's a pediatric surgeon. They were at a table with a state senator and a tech CEO. My cousin said Lucas looked happy. Confident. He was wearing a suit that probably cost more than my car payment. When my cousin mentioned he was my son, Lucas smiled politely and said, "I don't have a relationship with that family anymore, but I hope they're well." Then he changed the subject. "I don't have a relationship with that family." Like we were strangers. Like 28 years of being his mother meant nothing. I told myself he was being cruel. Unforgiving. That I'd made one mistake and he was punishing all of us forever. But deep down, I knew. It wasn't one mistake. It was pattern. A lifetime of choosing Evan's comfort over Lucas's respect. Of expecting Lucas to absorb Evan's failures because Lucas could handle it. Of treating Lucas's stability as permission to ignore his pain. Year 3, the foreclosure notice came. I'd been juggling payments, skipping bills, racking up credit card debt. My husband and I were barely speaking. Evan's hours got cut at Target. Lily needed formula, diapers, daycare for the 2 days I couldn't watch her. The house we'd lived in for 34 years was going to auction in 90 days. I broke. I drove to Lucas's workplace and waited in the parking lot. 4 hours. Until I saw him walking to his car. A Tesla. Midnight blue. "Lucas." I ran toward him. He stopped. Didn't turn around. Just stood there, keys in hand. "Please. I'm losing the house. Your father and I are separating. Evan can't make it on his own. I know I hurt you, but we're family. You can't just abandon us." He turned slowly. His face was calm. Not angry. Just empty. "You taught me something, Mom. You taught me that family is supposed to protect each other. So I built a family that does. You're not in it. You never will be again." Lucas, please, I'm begging. You're not begging. You're demanding. Just like you demanded I forgive Evan. Just like you demanded I put his feelings above mine. Just like you demanded I subsidize your life while you enabled his. His voice never rose. Every word was clean. Surgical. I don't hate you. I don't think about you. You're a stranger who taught me what not to accept from people who claim to love me. That's all you are now? He got in his car. The engine purred to life. I stood in that parking lot and watched my son drive away from me for the last time. When I got home, there was an envelope on the porch. Inside, a cease and desist letter from an attorney. Any further contact would result in a restraining order. Attached was a check for $15,000, made out to my mortgage company. The note said, "This pays off your remaining debt to me. We're even. Don't contact me again." My husband filed for separation 2 weeks later. The house sold at auction 4 months after Lucas's final payment. We got $11,000 after the bank took their cut. I moved into a 1-bedroom apartment in the bad part of town. Evan and Lily came with me because he had nowhere else to go. I'm 61 years old. I share a 650 square foot apartment with my adult son and his toddler. I sleep on the couch. They have the bedroom. I can hear her crying through the walls at night, and I think about Lucas, about the family he was supposed to have, and I want to disappear. My husband, Mr. Bennett, lives with his sister now. We're not divorced yet, but we might as well be. He tried to reconcile with Lucas on his own. Wrote letters. Sent emails from a new address. Lucas replied once, "You watched her destroy our relationship and said nothing. You're just as responsible. Don't contact me again." Mr. Bennett called me sobbing. "I lost my son because I didn't protect him from you." He wasn't wrong. Work became unbearable. I'd worked at the same insurance office for 19 years. People knew my family. They'd seen the Facebook photos of Lucas's graduation, his promotions, the trips he used to take us on. Then Lucas's engagement announcement went viral in our town's social media groups. Not because he posted it. Because the woman he's marrying, Dr. Jonathan Price, posted a photo of them at a winery with the ring prominently displayed. The caption, he asked. I said yes. Building forever with my best friend. 600 likes. 100 comments from people I knew. Oh my God, isn't that Lucas Bennett? He's such a catch. Wait, isn't his mom Linda? I didn't see her tagged. I heard he doesn't talk to his family anymore. Something about his brother and his ex? My coworker Diane walked into the break room while I was staring at the post on my phone. Hey, isn't that your son? Why didn't you tell us he was engaged? I lied. Said we were planning a family dinner to celebrate. That I wanted to keep it private. 3 days later, someone from church commented on Jonathan's post, Linda must be so excited to have a daughter-in-law who's a doctor. Jonathan replied publicly, Lucas and I are building our family with people who support and respect us. We're very happy. Translation, I'm not invited. I don't exist. Diane saw it. So did half the office. The whispers started. Meetings where conversations stopped when I walked in. Pitying looks. One of the younger girls asked outright, Is it true your son doesn't talk to you? I said it was complicated. She said, My mom always says if your kids cut you off, it's because you earned it. I reported her to HR for harassment. They told me to drop it or they'd investigate whether I was creating a hostile work environment by oversharing personal drama. I dropped it. My friend group disintegrated. These were women I'd known for 20 years. But they had kids too. And when your son publicly ices you out, people assume there's a reason. One of them, Carol, said it to my face, Linda, I love you, but I've met Lucas. That boy was respectful, kind, always helping you. If he walked away, you must have done something really bad. I tried to explain. That Evan made a mistake. That I was trying to keep the family together. She cut me off. You told Lucas to forgive the man who betrayed him in the worst possible way. And you're surprised he didn't? I didn't have an answer. I stopped getting invited to book club. To girls' nights. To church events. I became the cautionary tale. The mother who chose wrong. Evan didn't help. He's drowning. Working retail, coming home exhausted, handing Lily to me so he can sleep. He doesn't parent her so much as survive her. No bedtime routine. No reading. He props her in front of the TV while he plays video games in his room. I watch this little girl, 2 years old now, growing up in chaos, and I think, this is Lucas's niece. She could have had an uncle who took her to museums, who set up a college fund, who showed her what stability looked like. Instead, She has a father who resents her existence and a grandmother who can't afford to buy her new shoes. Maya calls twice a year. Once on Lily's birthday, once at Christmas. She sends $200 a month like clockwork and nothing else. No FaceTime. No visits. She moved on. Got a new boyfriend. Works at a dental office. Lives her life like Lily doesn't exist. Evan talks about suing for more child support. He can't afford a lawyer. I can't help him. We barely make rent. Last Christmas, I saw Lucas's Christmas card. Not because he sent it to me. Because my cousin posted it on Facebook. It was beautiful. Professional photo. Lucas and Jonathan in matching cream sweaters, standing in front of a stone fireplace. The text, wishing you peace, love, and joy this season. The Bennetts? They kept his name. Lucas Bennett. Jonathan had taken his last name. They looked like a Ralph Lauren ad. Like people who vacation in Aspen and donate to NPR. I zoomed in on Lucas's face. He looked older. Confident. Happy. Like he'd never had a mother. I commented on my cousin's post, beautiful card. Merry Christmas to them. My cousin deleted my comment. Then she sent me a DM. Linda, Lucas asked me not to share details about his life with you. I'm sorry, but I'm respecting his wishes. Please don't put me in this position. Even my own family was choosing him over me. Because he earned their respect. And I lost it. 6 months ago, I tried one last time. I wrote a letter. Not an email. A real, handwritten letter on nice stationery. I apologized. I said I understood why he left. I said I didn't expect forgiveness, but I wanted him to know I was sorry. I mailed it to his office. It came back. Return to sender. Refused. He didn't even open it. I broke down in the post office parking lot. Sobbed so hard a stranger asked if I needed medical help. My son has erased me so completely that I can't even apologize. Mr. Bennett tried to talk to me last month. We met for coffee. He looked older. Grayer. Tired. I'm moving to Arizona, he said. My sister has a guest house. I can't stay here anymore. Everyone knows. Everyone judges. We could try again, I said. Move together. Start over. He shook his head. Linda, you still don't get it. Lucas didn't leave because he was mad. He left because you showed him he didn't matter. And you're still acting like he's being unreasonable. I apologized. To who? He won't let you near him. You apologized to yourself to make yourself feel better. That's not the same thing. He left $20 for the coffee and walked out. The divorce papers came 2 weeks later. Now it's just me, Evan, and Lily in this apartment. Evan talks about moving out, getting his own place. But he can't afford it. He's stuck. We both are. I Facebook stalk Jonathan sometimes. Jonathan's page is public. He posts about medical conferences, charity work, their trips to Italy and Japan. There's a photo of Lucas coaching a little league team. Another of them volunteering at a food bank. He built the life he was supposed to have. Just without us. Last week, I ran into Lucas's old college roommate at the grocery store. He was friendly. Asked how I was. I lied. Said I was fine. Then I asked about Lucas. He hesitated. Then said, Lucas is doing great. Really great. He and Jonathan just bought a second property. Investment thing. He mentors kids through his company now. Big Brother program. Does he ever mention us? The guy looked uncomfortable. Linda, I'm going to be honest because I think you need to hear it. Lucas doesn't talk about you. Not because he's angry. Because he's moved on. You're not part of his story anymore. But I'm his mother. You were his mother. Now you're the person who taught him what not to accept from people. He squeezed my shoulder. I'm sorry. I really am. But he's happy. Let him be happy. I stood in the cereal aisle and cried. Because he was right. Lucas is happy. Successful. Loved. Surrounded by people who chose him. And I'm here, in a one-bedroom apartment, broke, divorced, watching my screw-up son fail at raising a daughter he didn't want. This is what I chose. I chose Evan's comfort over Lucas's dignity. I chose keeping the peace over doing what was right. I chose to believe that Lucas would just absorb it because he always had. And Lucas chose himself. He looked at the people who were supposed to protect him, saw that we wouldn't, and built a life with people who would. I don't blame him. I hate that I don't blame him. Because it means I have to sit with the truth. I failed my son. Not the one in my basement. The one who's thriving 2 states away in a house I'll never see, with a partner I'll never meet, living a life I'll never be part of. People ask me sometimes if I regret it. I tell them yes. But that's not the whole truth. The whole truth is, I regret that Lucas was strong enough to leave. Because if he'd been weaker, if he'd been more like Evan, he would have stayed. He would have swallowed it. He would have kept paying my bills and pretending we were a family. And I wouldn't have had to face what I really am. A mother who sacrificed her good son to protect her broken one. And lost them both. Last night, Lily asked me why she doesn't have an Uncle Lucas like the other kids at daycare have uncles. I told her he lives far away. She asked if he'd come visit for her birthday. I said no. She asked why. I didn't have an answer. Because the truth is, Lucas doesn't know she exists. He doesn't want to. She's the living proof of what his brother did. A permanent reminder of the betrayal we asked him to forgive. And the cruelest part? If Lucas had stayed, Lily would have had an uncle who loved her anyway. Who wouldn't punish a child for her parents' sins? Who would have set up a college fund and taught her to ride a bike and showed her what good men look like? But I took that from her too. I took it from all of us. Evan will never be the man Lucas is. Lily will grow up without stability. Mr. Bennett and I will die estranged. And Lucas will keep building his beautiful life with people who deserve him. I'm 61 years old, and I'm finally understanding what I did. I didn't just lose my son. I proved I never deserved him in the first place.